This April, our family of 3 from Australia decided on Vietnam for a family holiday. We only had 2 weeks, so we decided on Hoi An, then caving at Phong Nha, then Hanoi, Ha Bay, followed by Ninh Binh. A Vietnamese travel agent booked everything for us. Our agent selected this 4-star Calypso cruise for us, 2 nights, 3 days, which was more than enough. This vid shows exactly what it's like, and although we didn't have any daytime rain, the weather was pretty average, but the bay was mostly clean, enough to swim in at least. Anyway, let's jump in, see exactly what it's like.
We're in our transfer off to Ha Bay, southeast, towards Ha Bay.
So we've been deposited at V-Spirit Cruises, which we assume is the home of Calypso. Our driver, who didn't speak much English. This is us until we're told what to do next.
For the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
Not here, but generally.
Yeah. Anyway, we're finally starting to move. We get shuffled aboard one of these, and that is how we get out to our main boat by barge. Righto, so super quick update. We're all wearing life vests. We've just stopped off to apparently get a passenger list, and now we're off to our boat. Hello. All right, our very cozy accommodation aboard the Calypso II. And what a noisy time I think we're going to have on this boat. So what do we get? What's the great reveal? Woo, no balcony, but that's all right. Any first thoughts, anyone?
Yeah, I forgot how much other passengers will influence the trip.
The tone of the cruise, indeed.
Yes.
Yes. We've got some Ruskies, we've got some very, very boisterous South Africans, we've got some French, some Germans, and 3 Australians. The view's pretty good. And what do we get? We get a bathroom. It's actually, it looks pretty nice. Nice shower, looks pretty good. And lunch in 5 minutes. Righto, so adventure number 1, we've all had a good lunch. And we now have the option of kayaking or going in like a 6-person boat. So to go inside one of the caves. It's 3 o'clock, day 1. All good. Lunch was nice. Kind of came out in spits and bursts, but that's fine. Drinks are expensive. Water is a lot more than beer. Righto, we are mounted in our kayak and we are heading somewhere over there. Righto, so our first Ha Bay cave experience. I better paddle. So we're going back through, doing a sterling job paddling while I make some video. So these are the hawker ladies that are well known around Ha Bay, but unfortunately we've got no cashola. All right. Cheers, Ha Bay, looking good. View is pretty good actually. We're about to set sail at 5 o'clock. Obviously we go somewhere different each day, each night. Righto, so next on our magical mystery tour of Ha Bay is a cooking class. So spring rolls, of course. Let's start with something simple. So that's what you get on the afternoon of day 1. We are currently under sail at 8 kilometers an hour. So I'm not quite sure where we're going, but the view here, very, very beautiful.
Yes, deep fry twice. The first time 3 to 4 minutes and second out.
I'm only doing this so I can eat them.
Second time 2 to 3 minutes more. You know why?
Voila.
Yes.
Okay. And we're done. Now we boil them and we eat them, hopefully. Righto, dinner, day 1. We've got pumpkin soup, mixed mango seafood spring roll, grilled prawn with tamarind sauce, steamed sea bass. Why am I reading this out? Well, righto, it's 9:30 at night, and that cacophony behind me is, you guessed it, karaoke. So that's a specialty of the boat. Gosh, it sounds like cat's been dragged out of chalkboard. I just don't know what possesses people to think that just because they've drunk alcohol, they can suddenly sing. Back to our room. Back to reading a good book. No karaoke for me. Righto, good morning to day 2, 24th of April. It's early, 6 AM, and you can start the day here with a Tai Chi class. A very brief tour. This is our dining room. We're about to have breakfast. The day's itinerary is always put on a giant TV screen at the end, and they've set up for the morning with our buffet. Absolutely lovely. We sit at the same seats each day. We've got a nice map of Ha Lan Bay around Kapar Island. Get level 2 here, which I think we've got balconies, and level 1 down the staircase, which is where we are. No balcony, of course, but perfectly fine. Transom down the back. Not much going on here, but it's access onto the tender. Okay, so down on the first floor, got the galley in here. And up on the forecastle, we've got obviously the lifting gear for the anchors, up to the bridge, which is locked, and up to the bow. Not much of a bowsprit, big chunk of welded steel. And this is our ship, Calypso Cruises II, and that's the boat, really. And we've got the stairs, second floor, up to the top deck. Well, we've got some sun lounges, which would be great with some sun. And all the way up the back here, got some more sun lounges and a spa, a jacuzzi, whatever you want to call it. It's really warm. It's about 35 degrees. It's really quite lovely. And lots of other boats, and I mean lots of other boats. Should be good. We'll make it good. Okay, day 2 morning, so 8 AM we depart. Basically half the other passengers have left us, and we're going off, the 5 of us. The 2 Germans and us are going off to do some other activities this morning, some cycling, some kayaking, and walking around the village, and that will be our morning. And then we'll come back here. Sorry?
And hunting shark.
Hunting shark, excellent. Well, we're from Australia, so we eat sharks for breakfast. So we've been deposited at Kapar Island. This is our first little drop off for the day. And we're going to ride 4 or 5 Ks on pushies and see how we go. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good.
All good?
Bikes are a lot better than in Hoi An.
Yes. Yes, bikes are a lot better than in Hoi An, which wouldn't be much of a challenge considering they barely fulfilled the criteria of a bike. But they had 2 wheels and handlebars and a seat, so I guess they were a bike. Got local farmers farming some sweet potatoes here.
Yes.
So this is very pretty. This is just a traditional little village. I think it's called Viet Hai village. All right, foot massage. And this is so unpleasant.
Yeah. It tickles.
Here goes.
Go.
I'd prefer leeches. Leeches would be much better. About 10:30, we're just going for a bit of a traipse through some local jungle. This is going to be a 10-minute walk in the jungle, and the ticket office was 80,000 dong per person. We'll have lunch after this, and then we're going apparently kayaking or swimming, and then back to the boat. So it's going to be a long day away from the Calypso today. Not back till 3 PM. Righto, life vests on. We're stopping by for a bit of kayaking. All donned up, safe, and grab a paddle and let's go. Just having a quiet paddle around Ha Long Bay. About to go through a bit of a cave. A bit of a tunnel, and people talk about the pollution, and you can certainly see it. So over there it's looking very, very grim. Plastic bags, a lot of debris, the odd little film of oil, a fair bit of crap coming through this little tunnel that we're coming up to between the rocks.
You feel the oyster pots below.
Very pretty. Just we're sitting here listening to the birds chirping high up on the cliffs in this kind of natural amphitheatre. Rocks all around. I think we'll head back to the boat in a minute. Slippery. No problem. Anyway, this is our Next stop, we're having a little swim here if we want one. Three Peaches Bay. Very, very pretty actually. And the water is, yeah, kind of swimmable, maybe. And I can still touch the bottom. We're pretty close to the beach. The water's, yeah, it's all right. It's refreshing. Probably 25 degrees, 26 degrees maybe. All right, it's cocktail time here at Ha Bay. I've got a cheeky Mai Tai. Good morning. It's Linda, our tour guide. It's our last morning. We're off to see a cave. Terrible sleep, mainly because there was a ferocious storm at about 4 AM. Anyway, we're off on the boat. So, last stop. A short bus ride there and a short bus ride back to the boat. Just had a short bus trip and 144 steps up to the entrance of Trung Cave in the jungle on Cat Bar Island. So it's 380 meters long and divided into 5 chambers, and we're only going into the first 2. It's very low in here.
Yes.
And there's, so far, there's nothing worth seeing, but still, something a bit interesting. Righto, last minute pack up. A little room aboard the Calypso II. Anyway, we had a fairly uninspiring trip to see the cave, which was very uninspiring, but we have seen an astonishingly good cave, so it's very hard to compare. Very high benchmark to beat. It's 9:30, we're having quick lunch now, and then we are off at 10:30. Righto, so this is our last meal aboard, buffet lunch, and we'll be off in half an hour off the boat.
So was it worth it? Well, we had very low expectations, but I'd say yes. The food was average and the drinks are slightly overpriced, but it's a cruise and you have to expect that. The tender that shuttles you around is noisy and uncomfortable, but you have to get out to the boat somehow, and the Calypso II did move around quite a bit. To give them credit, they really do try and squeeze in as much as possible. From kayaking through 2 sets of caves, to visiting a village, to swimming in the bay and on a beach, and even the walk through a cave squeezed in on the last morning. You even get a cooking class, karaoke, Tai Chi, as well as the jacuzzi if you want to be part of a super spreading event. Of course, you can just sit in a deck chair, but who wants to do that? It's strange, the cruise mixed 1 night and 2 night guests on the same boat, but who can blame them? They obviously do that to maximise their occupancy. I'd probably say, even if you were very pressed for time, the 1 night still gives you a pretty good idea of what it's like in Ha Bay. We were told Lan Ha Bay is quieter than Ha Bay, but my drone footage confirmed that they're near identical, both crowded with tourists, and both shuffling around the same attractions. In summary, I'm glad I've done it, but I certainly wouldn't do it again.
Minutes later, we have been deposited back at Ha Long, and we are in our trusty bus heading towards Ninh Binh. Back past all of these either completed but empty or not completed apartment blocks, just row after row after row. Apparently development gone awry. Anyway, onwards and upwards to Ninh Binh.